over the last 20 years. And you probably remember the living room that no one went into. It was a living room, but people didn't live in there. And we had dining rooms that we don't, no one used except for the holidays. Our concept of home design has changed. You can see it in Bayside with the open floor concept, that all the rooms are open. The living room is right off the kitchen. There is no formal dining room. And I think, seriously, it's a change for the better. I think we need to bring family and friends in and say, have a seat. What would you like to eat? What would, you want to watch a movie? We need that so much today, because some of the restaurants are even closing. So eat at home, but enjoy being there. Look at the artwork. It doesn't have to be expensive, but it has to be pleasing for you. When you see that, I just bought a piece for myself. It's in my bedroom. If anyone knows me, I love dachshunds. And this picture, and I love to read. It's a lady laying on a bench reading a book with a dachshund on her lap. I look at that every night before I go to bed, and seriously, it just makes me smile. I love it. And I'm hoping that your home reflects you, your personality. It shouldn't be something from Architectural Digest. It should be something from your heart. And I really cannot stress that enough, especially right now as we're going through these difficult times that we need to be isolated or be in the home and be a little more careful with our environment. So my question is, I'd like to know, what room is your favorite, and what is the favorite thing in your home? It can be so simple, but whatever makes you smile and makes you happy, okay? So think about that while we're going into Design 101. And at any time, if you feel like you have questions, I think we are set up for questions. So if anyone has any question as I'm speaking, please, let me know, or we'll do questions and answers at the end. So anyway, just think about that question, and I would like some answers later. So when I work with a client, I always have this question that they ask me: Adele, how do we start the process? I just bought a home in Bayside, brand new home. And how do we start the process? What do we do? And that's a great question. So what I usually do is I will bring the client into the store first and let them get a feel for color palette, style. Are you traditional? Are you beach? Are you Nantucket? Are you modern? We have all different styles. There's so many to choose from. But remember, this house is your house. I can guide you, and I will tell you paint colors that I would suggest, but ultimately it is your home, and so you will be making the decisions. So when we come into the store, we start looking at fabrics, and I have to tell you, and anyone that works with me will know this, and I say it over and over again, when you go into a model, you will never see white walls. You will go in that model and you will see color, because color brings out the fabrics, it brings out the room. It just makes such a huge difference. But I know that you probably remember this. In our day earlier, there were rooms. We would do, say, a tan in the living room. Then Bobby wanted a purple room. Susie wanted a pink room. And so we did that for our children. We had all these different colors. That's not what we're doing any longer. We're doing one color throughout. And if you still say, gee, Adele, I'd like to have a color in my bedroom. Yes, if you were doing a color through living room, dining room, and we call them common areas, then that might be a gray or a blue. And then we could bring color into the bedrooms, but we want this all to coordinate. You're going to hear this term a lot: flow together. Everything, just when you walk in, just looks so pleasing, and it all works. So when you're thinking about change, paint and color are the least expensive ways to make a change. And if you don't want to pay someone to come in to paint, and if you are good at that, I am not. I'd rather pay somebody. But if you are good at it and you like to paint, get out the paintbrush and paint. We had 8 weeks to kind of do these things. And so that would have been a good time to make a change. And it's inexpensive. And believe me, the change is going to be worth it. You are just going to love having color on the wall. And what you're seeing a lot of, and you're seeing it in models, and you're seeing it in, I see it more in the generation, say between, I would say between 30 and 50. Gray walls, gray floor. And I love gray. I do. And I think it's a great color for flooring. And I think it's a great neutral color for the walls. But I also think with that gray, we need to bring a complementary color in. So, well, Adele, what do you mean complementary color? Color that works with the gray. And a lot of times that would be blues, yellows, tangerine. Remember orange? We're not calling it orange anymore. Call it tangerine. I worked with a client and I said, oh, tangerine. And they said, well, we're thinking orange. I said, I know, it used to be orange. Now we call it tangerine. So that would be a complementary color to blues and grays. So when you're working with color palette, that's what you would do. Now, this is so neat. I love this idea. You know, remember the paint samples? You go to Sherwin-Williams, you get all these paint samples and you're taping them all over your house. They're all over the walls and you're studying them. Don't do that. Go to Google and listen. If I can do it, you can do it, because I am not computer friendly. But you Google, you put in trade winds, Sherwin-Williams. It shows you all of these rooms in that paint color. It's like, oh my gosh. So then, okay, repose gray. That's a color maybe that you would like, repose gray. So you pull that. There is so much available for us right now in this time of putting a house together. And it's fun. It really is. So that is your paint. And if you meet with me, that's the first thing I'm going to say. What colors are your walls? And white, it's the builder white. No, we need to get some color on those walls. If you go into Jen's office, she has a navy wall behind her. Yesterday, I was talking to her on the computer. I wasn't really looking at Jen. I was looking at the navy wall. You want that wow factor. That's what you want. And it doesn't cost anything to do it. So, and don't be afraid. Go on Google and you can find all that information. So that's the first thing. Design 101. Paint. So easy. Paint. Okay. So then we get the paint together. Fabrics. Adele, I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. What is your favorite color? What style do you like? Do you like geometrics? Do you like floral? Do you like leopard? I mean, you have a style. Sometimes you're just not aware of it. Almost always. Sofas, some chairs, sofas are almost always in a solid color because you want to bring out a pattern on your pillows or on your chairs. That's where you bring that punch of color. Do not get a sectional in a floral pattern. It's going to look like when you walked in a room, a garden that exploded. Seriously. So, and I think most of you, I'm sure would not do that, but I have a few that have said, oh no, we want to do pattern on our sectional. Okay, well, good luck with that. We really want to keep it solid. Pillows will have a pattern. Chairs will have a pattern. I just lost her, Andrea. Chairs will have a pattern. Oh,
There you go.
okay. So I'm sorry, this is our first little Zoom, so just hang in there with us. But anyway, so when you're doing a room and you're looking at it, you need to look, of course, at the size of the room. That's crucial. And here's another thing. You go on the computer, you put the size of the room on the computer, you can lay it all out, and the configuration and the measurements. So you can't go wrong because there's so much to back you up if you want to make changes. A lot of us, maybe this is second home and you are retiring, and you may be bringing some furniture with you and some pieces that you just couldn't part with, something that maybe your mom gave you, or an aunt, and this, I just can't part with it. It's coming with me. Well, we'll work with that. We'll bring, actually, I love when people say that, because I like to bring in what is important to you, keep that there, and let's do a mix. Let's put things together that aren't matchy-matchy, that work together, that have some sentimental value. And now we're going back to your question. Maybe that piece of furniture that you look at every day and you think of your mom, or you think of a family member that means something to you, that should be part of your home. That's what your home is. So keep that in mind, that, you know, everything doesn't need to be new, everything can be worked together. That's what we do. We bring different pieces in and make sure we pull it all together. So that is another part of this scenario of having furniture from past that you're going to bring in. The third scenario is clients, and this is probably happening a lot this summer, buying a beach home. Okay, so they're not bringing anything with them. They're buying a beach home. And Adele, what do I do with this beach home? What's the style? Well, I can tell you. If you pick up any Coastal Living magazine, Coastal Style, which is our local magazine, you will see a style called Nantucket. It's not cutesy beach. It's not fish on the wall. It's not fishermen in the yellow raincoats. It's not the crab clock. It's coastal elegance is what we call it. And we do a lot of that at Bayside. And so what are the colors of coastal? The colors are the blues, the grays, a little yellow. Sometimes it could be coral and lime green, Lily Pulitzer-ish. Actually, Andrea has a dress on today that's Lily Pulitzer, so I thought I'd bring that in. But anyway, you want bright, cheery. It's a beach house. It's a place where you're going to bring family members. They're going to vacation there. You want it separate. You want it a little different, but you want it classic. So if you go online and you pull up Nantucket, or better yet, if you go on our website and pull up Adele's designs, you will see Nantucket style. I love to do it. So there's lots of rooms in Nantucket. You will see traditional. Please go to our website. We have that, right? Okay, our website is up, and so you're going to see all this. And please, if you come across something at the end, I'm going to give you my email address. If you come across something on the website and you have questions about it, I want you to email me and say, I have a question about this room. What color did you use on the walls? What style is that sofa? We hear that all the time. What style is that sofa? What fabric's on there? Now, fabric, another change. Another big change in fabric, which I am so glad to see because we needed to do this. Sunbrella. Do you remember Sunbrella? It used to be out in your backyard, Sunbrella. Well, now Sunbrellas come in the house. It's 100% acrylic. What does that mean? Dirt resistant, stain resistant, UV protectant. Great for a beach house. Hello. Go ahead, sit up there with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Don't ever tell anyone you can't sit on that sofa. Grandma won't let you sit. No, they can sit on it. Peanut butter and jelly, maybe they need to sit at the kitchen table, but you want them to feel comfortable. Every cushion has a zipper. You unzip it, You put it in the wash. Do not put it in the dryer. Put it in the wash, back on the sofa again. So Sunbrella, remember that when you're looking at fabrics, you want to look for fabrics like Sunbrella, and there's another style. It's called Wear Perfect, and it's fabric that's 100% poly. It's acrylic. Don't have to worry about it. You want your house to be livable, and you want it to be pretty, but you want people to be comfortable in your home. That's the most important thing, is the comfort. And so when we're looking at fabric and when I start to put some things together, I'm gonna kind of hold these up here. This would be like the navy Sunbrella. And we can also, and I know you've seen this, where you take a contrasting welt, and I usually do a bright white going around this, and it just pops it a little bit more. So then maybe your pillows will be in the navy and white, and that coordinates together. Now, remember we talked about the green and the tangerine and the yellow? Okay, this is kind of big, but I'm gonna get this for you. We might bring this green into the chairs, okay? So, oh, look at this. You're gonna love this one. Let me get. Is that not beautiful? Oh my gosh, pillow fabric, chair fabric. Okay, see? Love it. So have fun. That's the best part. Don't get stale and say, oh, I'm good with neutral tones, Adele. I don't really want, yes, you do. You want it to be special. So now we're into the dining area, and I'm going to bring up the HGTV house. 2017, we were approached by HGTV, yay, to be on the show, and I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. So this couple right here bought a house, and it's off of 28th Street in Ocean City. Mm-hmm. Well, I went to see it, and it was pretty bad condition. And they said, we don't care, we're going to gut it and redo it. And will you help us in the process? And I said, yes, I would love to. But while I was going through the house, I literally kept my hands in my pockets because it was so bad. So that's the challenge of going into something like, well, it didn't look like this when we went in, but something that is so bad that you just can't even imagine, but you have to get beyond that. So beyond that would be, I think that's the bedroom there. This room was so bad that they had to redo the floor. Behind, this was knotty pine paneling. I don't know if you remember knotty pine, but I do as a little girl growing up. We whitewashed this, and then we put a light blue paint. See, there we go with paint again. Look, the builder said, let's rip all of this down. We're going to put sheetrock. I said, no, this is character of the home. I love it. And it gives you that Nantucket style. How pretty is that? Can of paint. And then we did the living room. Oh, isn't that funny? Navy with the white welting and the green chair. I forgot that was on here. So there we go. You actually see a picture of it. I hope you can see that. And did we talk about blue walls? Yeah, I think we did. Blue walls there. So all of this, and this is layering. Once we got the sofa and the chair, then you layer, then you bring a rug in, then the ottoman, and let's put a little tray on that ottoman. And so we did that, and then trunks. I love trunks. Storage, use it as a table. So, and this is, this is such a special place for them. If you go through this sliding door, they have a balcony there, a patio, and there's a boat. And they said, we are not formal people. This is our beach house. And I brought them in at the end after pictures were hung, flowers were on the table, and I had a picture of the dining table. I want to go into the dining room, and I'm off again. Okay, there we go. And so, oh, here we go. Okay, so we did the living room. Now we're in the dining room. This table and chairs that are here is from a company called Canadel. It is like my number one favorite thing to do is to design this table and chairs. You go online, once again, to Canadel U Design. You can change this table to navy. You can change the chairs to white or navy. I think they're white here, yes, so navy. The fabric, that can all be changed. The legs can be changed. You don't need to do the glass here on the table. You could do wood, and it doesn't change the price. The price remains the same, and you can specialize it for your room, for your taste. With this being in the white, I love to keep it white because what I did is I introduced navy and white to the chairs, and the table's not fully dressed yet. We were getting ready for the show, so this is before the show. So I did the table with dishes. I still do love linen napkins. I use them. I love them. I put them into glassware when I'm setting the table. And so this table isn't dressed, but we did have it dressed. So this couple here, Linda and Pete, they saw this house totally not decorated, in need of major, major work. We told them, you cannot come back into this house until we're done. If you watch any of the shows, Fixer Upper, Our Town, the Property Brothers, they bring them in at the very end. Well, you would not want to go in this house in the middle of it because you probably would go in and walk out and cry. At the end, the wow factor, the pictures, fresh flowers on the table. You have Harris Teeter there. I go to Harris Teeter every week, and I don't even live in that area. They have the prettiest flowers. Put a fresh bouquet of flowers on your table. It'll make you feel so much better. These kind of little things, the flowers, the artwork, some good summer read books, you know, it's all a part of who you are. So this table at the end was decorated with the napkins, with the plates, and this is right off the living room area. So you can see how it all flows together. So, and that's the couple, Linda and Pete. They have three daughters, and I think one's at the Naval Academy, and the three daughters, you know, of course, bring their friends. And one weekend I stopped by, and oh gosh, it looked like there was a party going on there. Crazy. Okay, now we're going into the bedrooms at the HGTV house. This was the master. You still see the knotty pine, but I think it really adds to the room. These are twin beds. You know, we kind of got away from the twin bed thing, and we come back to it because with having the three daughters, one daughter has a room, and then this room is for her daughter and a friend. People like their own little space, and gone are the days of putting, I mean, sometimes we have to do it, an air bed on the floor or whatever. How great is this? Two twin beds, and this is a padded headboard I just ordered from a company. I picked out the fabric. There's my green again. So if you look at this room, it kind of runs from the other rooms. Everything flows together. And that's really, if you can even get close to that, do it. I mean, you can see what a difference it makes. I love the headboards, and any manufacturer, any bedding manufacturer does this. You pick out the fabric, and they will do a padded headboard. I love a padded headboard. If you like to lay in bed and read, there's nothing better. I mean, hitting a wood headboard after a while is not fun. This is so nice. So pillows. Oh, pillows. You gotta have pillows. You put a white Euro behind here and always a colored pillow in the front. It just makes it. Open any magazine, Traditional Home, House Beautiful, all of them. When you see a bed made, guys hate it. Guys hate pillows. Women love pillows. So pillows, important. What else do we have? Desk, a little area. And look what I did. I had this built actually. And the desk is by the window, which looks out to the water. If you are working, and this is happening so often now, people work from home. I hope you are either looking out at a nice view and being able to enjoy that in between working on the computer. That is everything. So we had this little desk built in, and there is the water right there. So if they have to work from home, and both of these, Linda and Pete, do work from home, it's a beautiful, they're looking at the water, beautiful view. So always remember your surroundings. If you're working at a dining room table, I hope there's a window there you can enjoy, or a piece of artwork. Always you have the choice to be around something beautiful. Why not? Why not do it? Paint on the wall, artwork on the wall, books in a bookshelf, flowers on the table, maybe some music. Oh, the other thing I love? Alexa. I got an Alexa for Christmas. Alexa and I are best friends. Alexa, play the Eagles. Alexa, play Fleetwood Mac. Have some music in that house. All you do is ask Alexa. She'll play anything you want. And you all probably already have them. I'm just got mine, and I just think it is wonderful. So these things, I know you're probably like, oh, Adele, but these things make a house a home. So, and there are so many ways professionally that we can do this, through furniture, through design. I'm looking up, and I don't think you can see, I have a beautiful chandelier. Lighting. Lighting is another, look behind me, low lights. I went into a house the other day. She had all of her recessed lighting on, all of it. And I said to her, do you have low lights here? She said, I don't know what you mean, low lights. I said, low lights are lamps. They're lamps. And seriously, you need to get some, because low light is so important. It casts a warm glow in a room. And lamps, we have them all over our store. It takes us, honestly, I don't do it, but it takes us an hour to go around the store and turn all these lamps on. But I'm going to tell you, it's beautiful. Low lights, please do not turn those recessed lighting on unless you need to thread a needle. Put some low lights in there. Bedrooms. And gone are the days, but you may have a couple fans in your house with that light in the fan, and that's glaring down. Turn it off. If you don't have a dimmer on it, turn it off. Put your low lights on. Don't forget to put that music on and those flowers on the table. So that's probably Design 101. And you know what? It's pretty simple. It's about you. It's about what makes you happy. I have a feeling from watching the news today, and I don't want to be an alarmist because I like to be positive, but I think we're going to be spending more time in our home. And you know what? It's not such a bad thing. I heard a couple of people during the pandemic, and they said, oh God, I'm stuck at home. Well, I'm working part-time now, but I was full-time. I love being home. I think it's the best place to be. Why wouldn't you? Unless your home is not really who you are. If it's who you are, you're going to want to be there, and you're going to want to have meals there. What about Sunday dinners? Does anybody do those anymore? I hope so. I think that's so important. And it doesn't have to be a gourmet meal. Get a carry out, but bring it in, turn on Alexa, set your table, have your grandchildren over. It is the best therapy. You don't need a therapist. You just need family time, music, art, books, and your surroundings. The surroundings have to be who you are. So, okay, I think we're ready for some questions, maybe?
There we go. We're up.
Okay.
So if anybody has questions, feel free to unmute yourself or drop them in the chat. And I have the link to the You Design Canada website that I just put in there for everybody too.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you,
you.
Jen.
Sure.
Thank you.
No questions today?
No questions. I'm surprised. Okay. Really, there isn't a room. Listen, you have free design advice right now. There isn't something in a room that you want to change. There isn't a color that you feel you would like to do. There isn't a question about scale of the room and what I put in that room.
We do have a question. Carrie, I see you trying to get our attention.
Hi, Adele.
Oh, hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And it was, as you were asking, what's the favorite room in my house? It's the beach house room that you did. So it was.
Okay, remind me about that. Remind me.
Yeah, well, you came to the house and spent a little time with us talking about who was in the family, were there little children, those types of things. And we had that room that looks at the canal. So that was the room we wanted to use when we bought the house. They had literally a big pool table in the middle of it. And that room was a pool table. And
don't you love that?
Yeah, and we wanted to use that room. And boy, you took time and you said, come down to the store in about 2 hours. And you had laid out 3 sets of fabrics. Fabric selections, and you know, I kind of walked in and right away my eyes went to one of them.
What did you go to?
We went to the one, I guess you would almost say tangerine now. It has we have the swivel barrel chairs.
Yes, the barrel chairs. They're great. I love them. Yes.
And there are like seashells and starfish and things on the fabric of the chairs.
I know the fabric.
And we got the little blue 2-seater with that has I don't want to say wicker, but I guess you would maybe say wicker. You probably have a more defined name for it.
You know, wicker is as popular today as it was many years ago, because the beauty of wicker is you can change the cushions and it lasts forever. Yeah. And it's just got that, once again, homey feel. And I'm so sad to say this, I'm not great with names, but if you start to tell me fabrics that I picked out, I make a connection right away. So when you started saying the fabrics, and thank you for, coming today and bringing that up. So,
and I have a question for you, because I really was going to call you and have you come back out, because our house doesn't have a fireplace, but we think we would like to have a fireplace. And so we really
I was going to mention that earlier, along with the books and the art, if you can do it. I am a big fan of a fireplace, seriously.
Well, we're going to really have to be creative in this space that we have. That's the living room space off of the kitchen. And also you immediately did blue walls there, and you selected all my blues, and I love them. You did a gold in the sunroom where the other furniture is that you suggested. Anyway, it'll almost require us to turn the room around, the living room around, to be able to work a larger TV over a fireplace, because we've got this little built-in area for a TV, and especially as we get older, that little TV looks pretty far away.
I know. Boy, that's another thing that's changed. You know, they're very large. So what I would like you to do, I'd like to come back and look at everything again, and let's address that. So email me. Did I give you my cell number? Did I give you that?
No.
Okay.
We can type it in here.
Yeah, we're going to type it in. And that's really how I'm going to give you this information.
Great.
Did you get it yet?
Wait, here we go. Do it again.
Okay, ready? Because all you need to do is call me. I am on 54, probably 3 and 4 times a week now.
Yeah, there we go. So that's for everybody.
Yes,
Thank you,
and I
Adele.
do not mind. You know, I am so blessed, seriously, and I don't want to get emotional here, but I am so blessed to just what you did makes my heart just warm so much. I see people, Food Lion, the doctors, whatever. Adele, you know, I don't know if you remember, you did my house. You know, I am so lucky to have this opportunity to be able to do what I love to do and work with people. How personal is that for me to come into your private space, your home, and be able to say, make some suggestions, and you tell me, because I do try to pull out, I say, you know, children, tell me a little bit about yourself. You can't fairly put together a home unless you have background information on people, because that's who lives in this home. And so I am so honored, and I cannot thank you enough. I'm hoping that Jen will let us do several classes, because I need to touch on a retirement home, which a lot of us have, homes that maybe certain rooms. I actually love to do bathrooms, bedrooms. I love to get into it all. So I would like you to call me and say, let's set something up. I am really, I am part-time now, but I'm still, if someone calls and says, Adele, Saturday, Sunday, I love it so much. Whatever works for you. So, and I cannot tell you how much this means to me with speaking to you right now. So what was your question? Okay, go ahead. So about the fireplace and
Right,
okay.
we're gonna see
I'm
if-
sorry. Yeah.
It's just having you there, and I don't know if everyone that's on now has been honored to work with you, because it really is. You just are so passionate about what you do. And
Thank you.
and your ideas are terrific, but you do listen. You listen, and you know, that helps. So I don't want to be the only one talking. Hopefully someone else wants to talk now, but I'll give you a
Come
call.
on, guys. You know, it's hard for me. I'm so glad that you came forward, because I have to tell you, you know, I have some favorite designers that I have their books, and I go on at night to quintessenceblog.com. I go on my YouTube. And Susanna Salk, who is a designer for Ballards, I watch her at night, and she goes into rooms, and I can't get enough of it. I just love it. But if I could get a hold of one of those designers, like what we're doing now, I'm sorry, I'd probably take over the whole thing, because I would have so many questions. You know, there's so many things that you can do in your home, little things, moving things, that kind of thing. We have our front room here, because you haven't been into our new store.
No.
We have one whole room that's all accessories. The way that they are displayed, like you just want to get the whole arrangement, and we can show you, like, we'll put this vase here with some height, put the bowl here. So really, there's so many things that you can do that just involves making some small little changes. So
I want you to know, Brooke loved working with you too.
Okay, thank you. And
Yeah.
call me, and we will get together, and I'll come out, and just text me your address so I have that. And we'll go ahead and work on that, okay?
Great, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
take care.
It
Bye-bye.
looks like Julie has a question, I think.
Julie, okay?
Yes, thank you. I was late joining, so unfortunately I missed your talk, a lot of it. But we find especially trouble in placing furniture. We have a lot of windows in our home, and so you don't want to block the windows, because we have a nice view of the, you know, a pond. But the question is the flow of furniture both into a room, but also then you have a door going out onto a screened porch.
Yep.
So do you make people go into the room and around to get to the porch, or you leave what almost looks like a walkway behind your sofa, or do you not
I
get
know.
those? Because so many of
Hi,
them are
Julie. Yeah, I see your picture now. That is such a good question. That is a excellent question, and it's asked so many times because of open floor plan that we have now, and with views of the water, you want windows, of course, views of a golf course, you want windows. So what we're doing a lot, it's called floating. Floating means not up against the wall. Floating means in the room, away from a window, away from a door, and you have it on the floor, but it's not right up against. I cannot stand for furniture to be lined up against a wall when you have this beautiful view. So what you want to do, angling. You can always angle a sofa, not put it straight on, but angle and float. And if you angle, Julie, I don't know if you have any outlets on the floor, but if you angle it, you can put a sofa table behind the sofa with a couple of lamps, and you can, hide the outlet under. It's usually underneath the sofa.
Yes.
So you can set up the room, and if you email me pictures of that room and show me actually size of it or give me an idea. But it's so funny that you asked that question, and it's the timing couldn't be better because I'm working on a house right now with that situation. So what I did is I pulled the furniture away from the walls, away from the windows, because there isn't much wall space. I got a corner in the room, and that's where I angled the sofa. Everyone thinks everything should be head on or face on. No, angling. It really makes the room so charming. Then put a nice, maybe round rug or an area rug there and angle the chairs so that it's not against the window and you can get to the slider without furniture being near it. That question that you just asked is probably our number 1 or 2 question. What do I do with the furniture? And that's what you're going to want to do, is angle so it's not all against a window. Or and if you email me a picture of the room, I can advise you on how to lay it out.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julie. Thanks for your question. She's so cute. I like your hairstyle.
Oh, well, great. I'm going tomorrow to get it all cut off.
Doesn't that drive you crazy? The day before I get my hair done, I think, oh, it doesn't look too bad today. And if I don't get it done the next day, I look like a monster. So if it looks like this picture, it's a beautiful cut.
Well, thank you.
Where do you get it cut at?
Vogue 54.
Oh, yeah, that's a great place. Looks great, Julie. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Another question. Oh, what's the name of the store and where it's located? No?
Yeah. Monogram. There we go.
There's Jen.
Options right there. I thought I said that in the beginning. Yeah. Oh, can you see my head? I keep popping in. Sorry, everybody. Can we just tell them? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. The name of the store is Monogram Furniture, and it's in West Ocean City. When you come over the 50 bridge, I'm not sure how you would come in, but we have outlets there, Tanger outlets, Marshall's, Home Goods, there, J. Crew. We are about a mile from the outlet. We have a large American flag in the parking lot, and it's Monogram Furniture.
and it's in West Ocean City. The address is 12319 Ocean Gateway. If you want to, put that on your GPS, 12319 Ocean Gateway, Monogram Furniture. Sure. And Andrea, I think, is typing this in. So do we have any other questions? Is there anything anybody else would like to ask and about your home or about making some changes? Julie's question was an excellent one, which we're asked quite often about how we do a room where there's so many windows and sliding doors, and that's what we're seeing more with builders, that more open space, open floor concept. It does get tricky to do. The thing you need to remember is scale to get this furniture to fit in the room, and you always want to develop a conversation area. A lot of times I'll have people that will say, I want to do a sectional. A sectional is great if you add a couple of chairs to it. If you don't, you can't have everyone sitting on one piece of furniture. It's not comfortable. It doesn't give you your own little space. So if you do a sectional is a wonderful piece of furniture. I think maybe Nan Dove is a part of this group, and she has done a sectional with a reclining chair for her husband and then a comfortable chair for herself. Perfect scenario. And she has windows behind her, so we didn't block that. There's a little opening space there that she could put a sofa table if she wanted. But sectionals are really great pieces of furniture. But please add, other chairs and other pieces to it.
Is this your email address? Is it Gmail?
How about leather? Someone's asking, how about leather furniture? I like leather. I think leather looks great, like in a bonus room, maybe a club room, an office. The thing that I love a leather chair. A sofa or a sectional in leather sometimes I think comes out a little cold in the room. I feel like you need to add some texture and you need to add some color. So if you have a sectional in brown leather, I'm sure hoping you're bringing some pattern in chairs, in pillows, because to walk into a room with a big leather sofa is just, it's sectional sofa, it's cold. We want to add personality to the room. So by doing just one big piece of leather, I'm really not in agreement to, but doing a leather chair, doing a sofa with the fabric on the chairs is great. I also want to just take a minute here to give you my email address.
I wanted to type it.
Yes, can I say it out loud?
Yeah, go.
Okay. It's Adele, Adele, Zaniewski, Z as in zebra, ANIEWSKI @gmail.com. And this is my personal email address. So I do not have this at work. I have it at home. So if there are any questions or showing me pictures, I would welcome them. So please, feel free to do that. Okay. So I see here about leather furniture. So I hope I've answered that question. I do like leather, but not an abundance of it, I guess I should say. So I think
there's another one.
Oh, there's another one.
What is the height? It says, what is the height of picture? You see that one?
Oh, okay. I have another question here. What is the correct height for pictures on a wall? That is a great question. What I find when people hang pictures, they hang them too high. I see it all the time. We are supposed to hang pictures eye level. Well, I think this is funny because I'm 5'4". Andrea is probably 5'8". Eye level to me is not eye level to Andrea. So you need to, when you're looking at the space, you want to have it eye level. So when you're hanging the picture eye level to you, you want to be able to see in that picture your face. I had a man the other day, I went to his house and he hung a mirror. And I said, I can't see myself in this mirror. And he goes, I know, I hung it a little too high. A mirror, really? That's what you have the mirror for, to see yourself, to, you know, correct your hair or whatever you need to do. I said, well, we need to drop this. We need to drop it right now. So be careful. Do not hang it too high. Sofa, if you want to take a picture over a sofa, that picture should be 8 inches above the sofa and no more, because you want to be able, if someone's sitting down on the sofa, that their head's not hitting the artwork, but you don't want that artwork too high. So to answer your question, when you hang pictures, they should be eye level or close to your eye level, and do not hang it too high. I really feel on a picture, it's pretty hard to hang it too low. I've never gone into a house and said that picture is too low. It's almost always too high. So if you're putting it over a sofa, it should be 8 inches above the sofa. If you're putting it in a hallway, you want to put that picture, you measure the whole wall, and that picture should be centered on that wall. So if you have 8 feet, then you want to hang it right in the center of that 8 feet. And then always consider, if you're putting a table underneath the picture, that you allow for a little space if you're going to put a bowl there or something, but be careful not to hang it too high. And I always do this rule of thumb: if you have a husband or somebody in the house beside yourself, have them hold it up before that nail goes in the wall. You stand back and say, little to the left, little to the right, let's bring it down a little bit. Just don't go up and hang it in there. Make sure you step back. I call it the stand back test. Step back, take a look, then put your nail in the wall and hang that picture. All right, thank you. Okay, I see something here. I have 2 oars to hang above my son's bed. Oh, this is a good one. What's the best way to secure oars on the wall? Great question. We do oars all the time. So you want to get some nautical roping. You can get it at the marine store. It's nautical roping. It's usually white. It's pretty thick. You take those 2 oars. What I'd like to do over a bed is to do the X. You're going to do an X. You're going to take that roping and wrap it around the middle of the oar. Then when you hang it on the wall, you can use, you know, any kind of hook, and you're going to put a hook there, and that hook goes right up into the roping. So the oars should be crossed in an X fashion. If you want to do that, I see if I can get a picture. I just did a house and we put the oars over the headboard. So nautical roping, and then you're going to put a hook or a nail, and so the roping sits right on that, and the oars are X-shaped. Now, you can do the oars going horizontally, and the way that you would do that is you can go to Home Depot or any hardware store, and you get a hook for the back, and then you would hang them horizontally going across. My favorite is the X fashion, and that's actually just nautical roping around the oars, tying it together, and then placing it on the wall. Okay. A question from Mickey. Can you give some thought about a large open, it looks like a large open living room? I'm having trouble with the furniture, and the scale of the ceilings are so high. Mickey, that's a very good question. Almost all of the homes now do not have 8-foot ceilings anymore. Actually went into a house the other day and the ceiling was about 40 inches. I mean 40 feet, not inches, 40 feet high. So that's a pretty high ceiling. What you want to do there is be careful on your scale. Your sofa should be generous. It should be 86 to 90 inches, good size. Your chairs, not the little barrel chairs that we put in condos or bedrooms. The scale on those are low and small. You want a chair with a little bit higher back and a little bit more in width, and that would be like a chair and a half that measures 40 inches across, and the sofa should have a high back and should be 84 to 90 inches in length. Artwork should be Don't take a lot of little things and line them up on the wall. Put one large piece of artwork on the wall going up the steps. Do 2 or 3. You need to concentrate on larger piece items rather than a lot of little tchotchkes, a lot of little furniture. It's going to get lost in the room. And once again, paint. Paint in a large area really makes the room pop. White walls in a large area, it just looks even smaller. So we want to be careful of scale of the furniture, not too small. Do not put any kind of bedroom chairs in there. They need to be nice, massive chairs. I wish I could. I'm looking at a set right now across from me. There's a chair and a half. There's a sofa that's 90 inches, and there's another chair that's so perfect because the scale of that for a large room would be ideal. Okay, question from Mickey. I have 2 words. I think we've answered all the questions. So I want to thank you today. And if a question pops to your mind, I do not mind that you email me that question and I will get right back with you with an answer. And if I can help in any way with making your home better for you and enjoyable, I would love to do that. So paint color, furniture, lighting, any of those questions, anything that you have, please, just let me know and I will get with Jen and see if we're going to do another class. I would love to be with you in person, but since we can't, this is the next best thing. So I've enjoyed so much being with you today. Your questions, I would love to meet you all in person, but until we can do that, we'll have to continue to do the, oh, wait a minute, do we have another one question?
No.
Okay. So anyway, thank you for today. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Please go home, look at your space, and make sure you're absolutely loving it. Take care, and thanks again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.
Like, okay.